Good morning, everybody. I'm Enrico Molteni from Liverani Molteni office based in Milan. I'm very pleased to be here. Thank you for the invitation, and glad to present you a house which is actually a twin house built in South Korea in the city of Seoul. This is an image of a nation, which is a very special nation, especially if you look at in the night, south and north. And actually, there is some kind of similarity to Italy. And this is Seoul, and the place where the house is placed. It's an area in this big city, very chaotic. But this site has a specificity, which is to be on the border between what is built and what is still natural. What is built is a chaotic neighborhood of private houses, and this is what is not built. So this plot is very special because it has a fantastic view over the mountains and towards this city down there. This is our client, and I have to say this is the second time we built outside Italy, and first time was in Thailand, second time in South Korea. And yes, there is a gap between cultures, there is difficulties of understanding, but this man had a nice collection of paintings, female paintings, and I think that this word, which is beauty, has a very strong power, and it's kind of human agreement that is able to pass through the differences. When we face beauty, we don't need to talk in a way. And I think this is the base of our relation. I explain you the project in 2 steps to be very schematic. This is a plan scheme. And you see that there is a combination between void and volumes. The house is a rectangular house, actually 2 rectangulars, and we cut into the rectangular shape 2 courtyards. And the courtyard has, in plan, the typical iconic shape of a house. Second step, we are in a plot with a different level, ground level. And this is more interesting because we had to make not 1 house, we had to make 2 houses. So it's a big difference between making a single house or 2 houses. And because we want to make something which was like equal but still unique, we try not to be like 2 brothers with an old brother or a tall brother or a more beautiful brother, but 2 twins, which are equal but different. And there was a difference of level, and this was a big problem. And then there was a second constraint, which was the local law that imposed to have a roof, typical roof, not horizontal roof. And we started from these 2 conditions, and we think it was possible to go over the levels and make 2 houses which were looking like to be on the same level by the inversion of the roof. One roof is going up and another one is going down with the same slope. And through this kind of strategy, we achieved to have 2 houses which are with the same facade, the same height of facade, and one is the roof is going up, and the other one, as you see, roof going down. But the facade, the front are exactly the same. This is the model. We like to make models in wood, where you see the geometry of two houses. And this is also an image which is interesting because it shows that we had to face this very old problem of architecture, which is not a symmetry but a double symmetry. So we had to let's say to play, I don't like this word, but to face the problem of a double symmetry. And you see that the two houses are in a way the same with a symmetry, but there is also symmetry in each one of the house. And from the front of from the street, you can see that the facades are same in altitude. And the plans shows you this work we had to do with geometry, starting from the roof, which has its own geometry, and there is a point which is the highest point or the lower point of the roof, and this point is the point where the courtyard start to open towards the view and the sun. It's you can see a symmetric plan, and it's also divided in two areas. There is an area which is very open, and where you find the main living spaces and the main bedroom. This is the second floor, and then there is a space which cut the house in two, and there is let's say a front to the street and a front to the mountains. The front to the street is with small and very normal rooms, and the front to the mountain is actually the opposite. This is another word we have to use explaining this house, the opposition. Now you see all this reflection in the plan, where you can see exactly the borderline between the natural environment and the city. And now present you images of a house, starting from the construction, which is an opposition between walls and openings. The walls are massive in concrete, and the openings are in steel and glass. The entrance from the street. And the other view of a house open to the light and to the mountains. And we used the two materials. As I said, the structure is an opposition, also materiality is an opposition, a duality between mineral and natural. This is the space of a living room. And this is the space which cut into the house. It's the connection between the two levels. And the roof, you can see, it's not flat, but makes the space more interesting than what it is normally. This is a single room, and this is the main room towards the nature, with this kind of courtyard which is very open, and with all the reflection. It's a kind of way to emphasize the natural light and the natural environment into the house. This is just a detail that I already explained in terms of concept between the massive and mineral walls made out of bricks, and how to put a brick could be also a story to tell you, but let's go on. And this is the open and light space of a courtyard. This is a house from the street, and again, the courtyard and the view that from the courtyard you have. So this is like the basic image we have had in the mind from the beginning, to be in this line, which is the symmetrical line. And we love these invisible lines that are present in architecture, that are basic lines in geometry, and which are really present even if we don't see them, but we feel them. We feel that we are there exactly in that line, for example, in this space. And we understand that this line is like a wall. It's like something that exists exactly like a wall. This is the last image, and then it's over, the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. May I ask you about which were the requests of your client? I mean, in the double house, probably because they are...
Yes, because I don't tell the story. It's true, because normally a client wants a house for himself, but he had an existing house in a plot, and then he bought the other plot, and the intention was, I want to make a new house for myself and another house to sell, so I can make all this.
So this is the reason why the double...
Yes, this is the reason of a double house. But from the beginning, he didn't know which plot he loved more and which was the first house to be built. So we didn't know actually if it was this one or that one. So the client was there for the both of them or none of them. So the relation was quite interesting because of this ambiguity, I would say.
And now, where is he living?
Yeah, now he's living in the one I show you. I've showed you the tallest.
The tallest one.
The tallest one, and the other one is under construction or
nearly close.
Nearly going to be done, and that's yes, it was a good point. Thank you, Luca.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.